Hey everybody, this is Fitch again. I'm recording this video to a subscriber of mine. Let me adjust a little bit. A subscriber of mine, hold on to your wig. He has been a great supporter of the channel. He might not agree with everything I have to say, but he's been commenting and watching the videos, and I really appreciate that. And he left a comment, or some comments, on my video, An Amazing Experience, which I just released, talking about Christianity and Islam. And I'm going to be responding to his comment instead of going on through a comment thread. I thought this would be an interesting video for others to watch. So let me just get this going. Here we go. Your statement, hold on to a wig, in my video. And you can go to my channel and look at it. An Amazing Experience. Hold on to your wig said that the quote, the Islamic God is the same as the Christian God. So I'm here to show that I believe that is a false belief, that the Islamic God is not the same as the Christian God. Now, I'm not attempting to show that Christian monotheism and Islamic monotheism don't share common themes or even possibly common origins. Genesis chapter 16 comes to mind when I think about the origin of the Ishmaelites and their culture and their religion. But I'm going to leave the interpretation of that chapter for a different video. But if you're interested, I strongly recommend reading Genesis chapter 16, keeping the origins of the Abrahamic faiths in mind. So we're talking about, is the Islamic God the same as the Christian God? I'd like to start out by using an analogy. Let's say there are two brothers. Are these brothers the same person? You wouldn't say that at all. Of course not. They're two different people. They're very common, most likely, because they share a common ancestor, their mother, but this common ancestor does not make them the same person. They are two distinct people. And with that logic in mind, think about the Abrahamic faiths, or, for the purpose of this discussion, Christianity and Islam. There's no doubt that the religion of the Israelites in some way preceded the religion of the Christians and the Muslims. Therefore, you could argue that Christianity and Islam share a common ancestor, if you could use that expression. However, just because the two religions have a common ancestor, quote unquote, doesn't necessitate that the two religions are the same thing. As a matter of fact, there's nothing that could be further from the truth. Here are just a few examples of how the Christian God and the Islamic God are vastly different, and I'm sure that if you did some studying, you could come up with more on your own. So if you have any more, please feel free to post them. But I just found a few of them that I'd like to read. So here are some examples of how the Christian God and the Islamic God are very different from one another. The Christian God is thought to be a trinity, as in one God in three persons. And according to Islam, this cannot be so, for they feel that God can only be one. Christians believe that Jesus is God as a part of the Trinity, or divine, and Muslims do not believe that Jesus is God. They do not believe that Jesus is divine or a part of the Trinity. So given that, that Christians believe Jesus is God and Muslims don't, it's very difficult to say that the Christian God and the Muslim God, or the Islamic God, are the same thing. Christians believe that God incarnated himself in human form. Muslims do not believe that. Christians believe that God sacrificed himself for the sins of the world. Muslims do not believe that. Christians believe that God revealed himself to mankind through the Old and New Testament. So Christians believe that we come to a knowledge of God through the Old and New Testament. Muslims believe that God revealed himself through the Quran, and that we come to a knowledge of God through reading the Quran. Christians believe that Jesus died on the cross and was resurrected from the dead. Muslims believe that Jesus was sent to paradise and a disciple died in his place. Jesus not being a God, or not being God, but only being a prophet. And those are just a few huge differences that I've just been able to whip up off the top of my head. I'm going to provide a link below if any of you guys would like to learn more about the differences between Christianity and Islam. And as I've stated before, I'm not denying that there are similarities between Christianity and Islam. That's not what I'm saying. I would never think of that. But the claim that the Christian God and the Muslim God are the same thing is not valid, seeing the natures of both gods to be so incredibly different. So if you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. Thanks.